Hello, good morning, students. How are you all? Hope fine at home. Today we are going to start with a new chapter from history, that is chapter number 7, Tribes, Nomads and Settled Communities. So we will see who are the nomadic people, who are the tribal people, and how later on they turn into settled communities. So let's see the topics. Today we are going to see the first part only. So the first topic is beyond big cities, that is the tribal societies. You know very well about the tribal people. Many societies in the subcontinent, that is India, did not follow the social rules and the rituals prescribed by the Brahmins. The Brahmins in the caste system, they are in the hierarchical order Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. So most of the rules and regulations were written by the Brahmins. So many societies, they did not follow the rules and regulations. Such societies were often called as tribes. So who are the tribes? So such societies were called as tribes. Members of each tribe were united by kinship bond. Kinship bond means what? You can say the relationship, or they are closely related, relation type. Many tribes obtained their livelihood from agriculture and others were hunter-gatherers or herders. Most often they combined these activities to make full use of natural resources of the area which they lived. So this is with regard to their occupation. Some were engaged in agriculture, some were hunters and gatherers, and some were herders, and some they combined both. They were hunter-gatherers, they are the herders, and they do agriculture activities. So there's a combination of all, and they used to make the fullest utilization of the natural resources available. Some tribes were nomadic and moved from one place to another. A tribal group controlled land and pastures jointly and divided these amongst households according to its own rules. So tribal group, they used to control the land as well as the pasture. Pasture is required for grazing their animals or the herds. So that's why they used to control all these things, and later on they used to divide it to different tribal groups. Let's see the next one. Many large tribes are in different parts of subcontinent. There are many large tribes. They usually live in forests, hills, deserts and places difficult to reach. Means in remote areas. They don't want to mix up with the ordinary people in the society. Okay, they wanted to have their separate identity. They were always isolated, and that's why they prefer to live in the forest areas or in the hillsides or deserts, where normally people they do not go or settle over there. Sometimes they clashed with more powerful caste-based societies. So, more powerful caste-based society, Brahmana, Kshatriyas. But the caste-based and tribal societies also depend on each other for their diverse needs. For different needs, they were interdependent. This relationship of conflict and dependence gradually caused both societies to change. Even though the tribal people, they don't want to mix up with the caste-based societies, that is where the Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras live, and they don't want to mix up with them. Still, they have to depend upon them for various their needs. See, sometimes the tribal people, they may be, as I told you, they are expert in basket making or other crafts and other works. They may be the woodcutters and all, and their needs, or they have to give it to this society because the society people, they also want firewood, the basket and the other things which are made by the tribal people. So they used to get it from the tribal people, and tribal people, if they want something from the society people, they used to take from them. So sometimes there is clash and sometimes there is dependence. So it was continued for long time, and later on slowly both the societies, they turn to change. Now the question is, who were the tribal people? We have already seen contemporary historians and travelers give very scanty means very less information about the tribes. We didn't get the proper information who are really the tribes. So various historians, travelers, they gave very little information regarding the tribes. So according to us, tribal people were found in almost every region of the subcontinent, whether it is the northern part of India, western part of India, southern part of India or eastern part of India. The area and influence of a tribe varied at different points of time. So it may be what the South Indian, you can say, the tribal people, their rules and regulation might be different from the west or east or from the north. Some powerful tribes control large territories. Let's see, in Punjab, the Khokhar tribe was very influential, and Gakkars became more important in 14th century. So in Punjab only two different groups. So in 13th century, one group, that is Khokhar, was very powerful, and in 14th century, Gakkars became very powerful. The chief of that is Gakkar, Kamal Khan Gakkar, was made a Mansabdar by Emperor Akbar in Multan and Sindh region. As I told you, Sindh, then Punjab, then followed by, or I can say towards the west, Multan, then Sindh. Now they are not the part of India. So their chief was Kamal Khan Gakkar, and he was made as chief or Mansabdar by the Mughal Emperor Akbar. The Baluchis, they were another tribal group, very powerful in northwest. They were divided into many smaller clan, means again group, subgroup under different chiefs. So we have studied Khokhar, Gakkar and Balochis, so important tribal groups. In the western Himalayas, that means we have to move on to the top, lived the shepherd type called Gaddis. So they are the shepherd community. The distant northeastern part, matlab we have to now move on to Manipur, Sikkim, Mizoram. So that the subcontinent too was entirely dominated by tribes like Nagas. They are now, that's why we have Nagaland, a separate state. Then Ahoms and many others. So they occupied in the eastern part of India. In Bihar and Jharkhand, Chero kingdom had emerged by 12th century. So again these Cheros were also a tribal community. Raja Man Singh, his Man Singh name Man Singh. Who is he? He is Akbar's famous general. He attacked and defeated Cheros in 1591. Actually, the Chero kingdom, they were so powerful that they don't want to give up to any the emperor or the king. So Akbar at that time was ruling, and he ordered one of his general, that is Raja Man Singh, to subdue or to defeat the Cheros, and he did. They were defeated in 1591. Under Aurangzeb, Mughal forces captured many Chero fortress and subjugated the tribe. मतलब उसको कंट्रोल में कर दिया, मुगल एम्परर के मतलब कंट्रोल में, वश में कर दिया. The Mundas and the Santals were among the other important tribes that lived in the region and also in Orissa and Bengal. So this is another group, Mundas, Santals, as I told you, the Cheros, the Nagas, Ahoms, the Gakkars, the Gaddis and the Khokhar and the Balochis. So far we have covered 9 important tribal groups. Let's see. This how nomadic people lived. Now we have said that somewhere the nomadic, there's hunter gatherers, and later on they settled at some place. They turn into settled communities. They moved over long distances with their animals. Yes, nomad people. They lived on milk and other pastoral product. मतलब they lived on मतलब they used to sell it, exchange करते थे. They also exchanged wool, ghee, etc. with the settled agricultural pastoralists for grain, clothes, utensils and other product. Mainly their earning is from wool, ghee or other milk product, and they used to exchange with the other communities and they used to get utensils. उनको जो ज़रूरत है, उनको जो डेली यूज़ चाहिए होता था, वो सब उनको ये घी मिल्क सब एक्सचेंज करके उससे लेते थे. A chain of mobile traders connected India to the outside world. Central Asian traders brought such goods to India, and the Banjaras and other traders carried these to local markets. They brought and sold these goods as they moved from one place to another, transporting them from with their animals. So, important thing we have to note now that Banjaras. The Banjaras is one of the tribal group, and they were basically traders, tribal trade groups, and they used to carry the you can say the goods from one place to another. So ट्राइबल ग्रुप्स को वहाँ से लेके, वो खुद भी ट्राइबल ग्रुप ही थे, वहाँ से लेके जिनको चाहिए शहर में, सिटी में जिनको ज़रूरत है उनको पहुँचाते थे, और वहाँ से जो ज़रूरत है, जो चीज़ें हैं, वहाँ से लेके ट्राइबल को ये पहुँचाते थे. एंड जस्ट लाइक दे आर द ट्रेडर्स, बंजारास इज़ अ ट्रेडिंग कम्युनिटी, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, they bought and sold these goods as they moved from one place to another, transporting them on their animals. Well, now later on we'll see the image of Banjaras also. The Banjaras were most important trader nomad. See, they are nomad. They are not, I can say, fixed to one place. They keep on moving from one place to another place. How? Why? How? By transporting the things. देर कारवान मीन्स वाहन जो भी है, उनको जो ट्रेडिंग के लिए जो लेके जाने के लिए गाड़ी जो है, was called Tanda, not Tanda, that is Tanda. Sultan Alauddin Khilji used the Banjaras to transport grain नहीं है, grain to the city market. So Alauddin Khilji के टाइम में ही he was making use of these Banjaras. Why? To transport the grains from one place to another. Like that, Emperor Aurangzeb, he also Jahangir also tried to make use of these Banjaras. That is what the history says. Emperor Jahangir wrote in his memories, because he was also engaging these Banjaras for trading purpose, that the Banjaras carried grain. यहाँ green आया है जहाँ पर, that is grain, on their bullocks from different areas and sold it to the town. So on their bullocks, they transported food grain for the Mughal army during the military campaign. जब युद्ध होता था, जब war के situation होता था, at that time they used to transport the military food grain to the military campaign. जो military campaign में जो युद्ध भूमि में जो रहते थे, उनके लिए food grains को भी वो supply करते थे, these Banjaras. Many pastoral tribes reared and sold animals such as cattle and horses to the prosperous people. ऐसा भी थे, बहुत क्या करते, so अच्छे ब्रीडिंग वाला कैटल को या फिर हॉर्सेस को सब पालन पोषण करके फिर उसको, जिसको प्रॉस्परस रिच पीपल को सेल करते थे और सेल करते थे, एंड देयर बाय दे आर अर्निंग मनी टू. You can see the Banjaras, their caravans. In this way they used to transport. You can see this is the Banjara women. They also played a very important role in the history. So this is the important tribes on the map of India. This is given in your textbook as well as in your map book. So you can go through this. So this may be there for the map book that later on I will assign to you. So this is all about for today. That is till Banjaras we have completed. So we have studied about in today's class different different tribal group, and the Banjaras being one of the important trading nomads or trader nomads, and the history says that even the emperor like Aurangzeb as well as Alauddin Khilji, he was making use of these Banjaras for transporting the food grains from one place to another. So that's all for today. Keep watching the videos and start your preparation for the upcoming PT3 examination. In the meantime, take care, bye bye, and stay home safe, stay safe. Thank you.